Hi everybody, Olivia here. In Tutoriots today, we're going to look at 4 ways to organize your task list according to 4 very well-known task management techniques. In order to demonstrate it, I will use JobTask, but you can use any task management app of your choice, or even do it on paper if that's the way that you prefer to work. So if you feel overwhelmed at times, it will help you gain more clarity and help you sort through what is important and what is a priority in your daily schedule. So here is 4 ways to organize your tasks in Tutoriots. The GTD Method. The first most common way to organize your task is the GTD Method. This is not a video about GTD, so we're not going to have a detailed definition of the concept, but we're going to have a quick overview of how it works and how it can help you. The method is composed of 5 crucial steps. Capture. Get the information out of your head so that you don't forget, and do it immediately with whatever tools you have at hand. You can use Evernote, you can send it to a inbox in JobTask directly, or you can use pen and paper. Clarify. Decide what you will do with the information. The what. What is the goal? What is your next action step? The who. Is it related to a person? Do you need to delegate the task? The when. Is it urgent? Is it something that have a time constraint attached to it, like a meeting or an appointment to the doctor? The how. Does it require you to plan ahead, or is it pretty much straightforward, like answering an email? And the where. Are you going to take action at the office, during a meeting outside the office, at home? Organize. Organize your tasks into categories so that you can put some context around your task. And I will add, as far as I'm concerned, that you will need to create an environment that you feel comfortable with. I'm a visual person, for example. I really think that I might have some sort of focus problem because I really need colors and visual clues to help my brain process information. That's why I use JobTask. I really recommend it if you're just like me. It really helps to clarify your overall workflow, or something like Trello, for example. Reflect. Make sure to review your task on a daily basis, as well as the status of your task list in order to make sure that you leave nothing falling through the cracks, and that you're doing things timely. You might have projects that require you to work several days. Don't forget to make time for those important things and allocate time for the pursuit of the main goal, the goals that will ultimately change your life. Engage. This is the execution phase. Just get off the couch and start taking action. Make sure that the easy tasks are quickly done, and allocate actionable time for important life projects. So now let's open JobTask and see how you can organize a GTD workflow within JobTask. You can also use Trello if that's what you're using right now. So as you can see, I have here a inbox group where I will just add any task that I think of. Now let's look at the way that you can apply the GTD method with something like JobTask. As you can see, each task has a detailed section where you can set up the importance of the task, how urgent the task really is, how difficult the time is, how long and difficult the task can be. That means that at a glance like this, I can see that the little bubbles, so these ones here, are the easiest task. The bigger bubbles are the longest and the hardest task, or the task that will take me several days, for example. I tend to go through my easy task first, and for that, I will look at the calendar. With the calendar, I can filter my task using the effort filter and see what tasks are very important, moderately important, or what tasks are really easy. I don't have any easy task today. Let's see. Yeah, I have one easy task on the 22nd of February. Now let's go back to the canvas to my GGT example. The way that I set up my GGT canvas on job task is that I created a group for inbox, as you can see here, where I can just toss every task that I think about or every concept or anything that I think about. Then I will look at each task and choose if it's a single task, like send a letter, feed the dog, go for a walk, call this friend, or if it's part of a project that I'm working on currently. So here you can see my project group. I have 3 projects that I'm currently working on. So if I feel that this project is part of this task is part of my PMS project, I can just drag the task in this project. Then I have a section, a group for delegate, so everything that I think should be done by somebody else. So let's say that I would like to delegate a task. I can just drag the task in the group delegate and add somebody else to do it like this. So this person is accountable for this particular task. I can then say, okay, finish your website. I can then say this is a very important task, but it's not very urgent. Okay, so you can here set up the status of your task. So here you can add tags to your task. For example, where, so at the office. So I'm gonna put the office, right? It's gonna be done, it's a to-do because I haven't started yet. Okay, so here you can see that the tag appear right under the task, and you can filter your project. If it's too busy as a view, you can filter it here by tag. So I can put here to do, at the office, to do, and I can see that this is a task that I have to do, right? If you do not like this view, you can go ahead and click on workflow, and you will have the same view as you would have in, for example, Trello. So you can have your inbox here, your task per project, and I can then transfer this task to the adequate project, the single task, the group delegate, the waiting for if you have tasks that requires updates from somebody else, and tasks that you would like to accomplish someday or maybe, okay, and the completed task here. So this is a typical board for GTD. By the way, you can also add dependencies if that may be of any interest to you. So I can see visually here which task is related to the other and if they have to be done in a certain order. So for example, let's say that I need to go through this task in order. I can just create a workflow like this, and I just follow the arrows, and I can see which task needs to be done first, right? Just following the arrows here. So this is why I love job tasks so much. It's very easy to use and it's very flexible, and you can really apply the GTD method. I'm not a GTD expert, don't get me wrong. That is because I don't like, for me sometimes it seems a bit complex, so I just simplified it for you guys. I hope that for those who never tried it, it will help you at least to get the overall idea of the system. But for me, it works for certain projects. The rule of 5 method for teamwork. If you're working with a team, this method is really effective. Your brain can only absorb a certain amount of information. So it is important to prioritize your tasks in order to get things done and simplify your workflow. This method will help your team to stay organized and keep track of the progress of your most important projects while detecting the weaker link of your workflow. A simple but very effective tool for your team's productivity that you can include today in your team workflow. The first step of the rule of 5 is to prioritize 2 tasks or 2 projects. The second step is to list 2 projects or tasks that you will work on after you finish the first 2 tasks. The third step is adding a task that people expect you to work on, but that you don't plan to work on because of lack of time lack of interest, or because you're against the idea or even considering the task. For example, a task that you think could be further discussed or that you don't necessarily agree with. So you might be wondering, why would I list a task that I don't intend to do or that I disagree with? Well, it would help your team to understand why certain tasks never get done. That way, expectation meets reality, and it also opens things for debate. A method like this one can give you a clue on why things are taking time or people are not really motivated to get things done. So now let's go to drop task so I can show you how it looks. So to apply this method, you will have to divide each group per person that are involved in your team. So here we have Mary, John, and Alex. And Mary would have a list of 5, John would have a list of 5, and Alex would have a list of 5. Because of the priority system of job tasks, you can set priorities and urgency on each task. So let's focus on Mary. And click on the first task that she listed. So it could be anything, but it is a task that is a priority for the company as a whole and that will contribute to its growth. So this task is the most important for Mary in Mary's particular workflow. So it has an importance, a maximum urgency. Is it difficult, not difficult? I don't know, that would depend on the task, but let's say it's a very difficult task or a task that takes more than one day, okay? Obviously, you can assign Mary to the task. So I'm going to assign myself. so then it appears on the calendar. But this is how it works. The second task is important, obviously, because it contributes to the growth of the company, but it's less urgent. So as you can see, I have an orange lightning here, which means that the task is not as urgent as the first task, but it is still important. The third and fourth tasks are the 2 tasks that I'm plan on working on after I'm done with the first 2. Okay, so they are moderately important. So as you can see, I have an orange flag and an orange lightning on both tasks, but one is more urgent than the other. So one is moderately urgent and the other is not urgent, as it comes in 4th priority. The 5th task, for me as far as I'm concerned, is neither important nor urgent. But these are tasks that might need to be discussed, debated, or delegated if that's something you think you might not want to do. So this is how it looks. And I like the job task setup because it's very simple to see at a glance. You can have the workflow view, which is even better, right? Very simple. Or the list view if you're used to work with lists and things like that. But you can also use a board with sticky notes, anything that you would use at work that will motivate your team. The Eisenhower Matrix. The Eisenhower Matrix was created by President Eisenhower himself. The simple system will help you prioritize your tasks by urgency and importance in a very visual way. So let's see how it works in practice in job task. It's very, very simple. The first circle or quadrants, whether you work on a piece of paper or job task, is the do first, the important tasks that should be done first. They're usually tasks that are urgent, that will help you progress in what you're currently doing, and that can be done immediately or maybe the day after. Then the second group is a schedule group. Tasks that are important but less urgent as they need to be scheduled for the next day, the next week, or the next month. The third group is delegate. These are tasks that are important or not, but that should be done by someone else so that it can free up time for you so you can maybe focus on the first group, the do first. But this allows you to track easily what task you should delegate to other people. The fourth group is don't do. These are tasks that you should not be doing. Like, for example, catching up with the last season of your favorite show while you're working on a very important task. All those things that tend to make you procrastinate and don't help you to get things done. Just list them in a don't do area so that you always have them here available and you can see exactly where your weaknesses are. So now I'm going to give you 5 time management tips when working with the Eisenhower matrix. Try limiting yourself to no more than 8 tasks per group. Before adding another one, complete the most important one first. Remember, it's not about collecting, but finishing tasks. You should always maintain only one list for both business and private tasks. That way, you'll never be able to complain about not having done anything for your family or yourself at the end of the day. And you will really have an overview of the amount of work you need to do at all levels. Do not let you or others distract you. Do not let other people define your priorities. And don't let them make you do their own task list. Plan in the morning, then work on your stuff. And at the end, enjoy the feeling of completion. Learn to say no. Sometimes people will have their own task list, but they will have no problem telling you that you should be doing this and you should be doing that. If it's not part of your plan for the day, you should sometimes say no. They should do it themselves. Finally, try not to procrastinate that much, not even by overmanaging your to-dos. The batching technique. Technique that I used myself without even realizing it. The main principle of batching is to group similar activities together and do them all at the same time. So why does it work? It reduces daily clutters. It improves focus. Here are a few examples of batches that you can create right now. I'm going to show you one of my projects and job tasks and show you that I was actually doing this without realizing it. So here is my life organizer where I put most of my tasks for home and things that like appointments to the doctors and things like that. So the first group here is task inbox. So I put all my tasks here. I just get them out of my head. This is a follow-up section. This is my follow-up section where things that I do on a weekly basis, the fact that I need to pay my credit card every month. There's a form to fill up. So all the forms I need doing, I just drop them here. My time off, every holiday that I want to plan or date with my boyfriend or activities. Events, events. So here are the particular events that I need to plan or that I need to think about. Then here are meeting and appointment, okay, to the doctors, meeting for paperwork of some sort. These are contact, email, and phone calls that I need to make. These this section here is talk to, so people that maybe I need to pass on a message to or things like that, people that I need to have a conversation with. I'll drop a task here. Here are the payment reminder. So every year, because sometimes I have a subscription that are yearly subscription or monthly subscription, and sometimes you tend to forget that you need to pay for those. So it's good to get a reminder when the time has come to pay. Repairs, as I said, in the home, in the car, or whatever. Free time and entertainment is for things like going to the cinema, organizing a picnic maybe, or something like that. Then you have social contact like dates or visited a friend. So that way I can keep track of things that I have to do. Here I have my home group, which I've admin things I have to do, like I need, for example, to renew my passport. So this will go here, my shopping list, tasks that I need to do on a regular basis, like cleaning the house. So here you can see that without even realizing it, I was applying the batching technique. The only difference with me is that I don't necessarily get things done all in one go, but it's something I might be willing to try and see how it works for me. So anyway, I hope that this video was somewhat helpful to you and gave you some different perspective on how you could organize your task list. Whatever productivity system you use, and there are plenty out there, organizing your task list is only a part of it. It's not the end goal, but it can really help you to visualize what you have to do and to finally get things done. And remember, the goal is not to collect a bunch of tasks. The goal is to get things done. So try to focus on a few tasks at a time. This is what I like with all those methods. They kind of force you to focus your attention on a particular group of tasks. So I hope that this video was helpful to you, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, and list any other way that you use to organize your tasks. It's always so interesting to see how people's brain function. Maybe you're using Evernote or anything else, so don't hesitate to list it down below. I'm always very curious about you and how you organize your day. Anyway, have a lovely day, a very productive one. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!